Hey there, Keely Schmidt here. I'm back to share about our mop. During a party demo, just getting through the Safe Haven 5 is a lot. And the mop actually deserves its own special spot. So I wanted to come out here and share this with you. And also because the mop is our most coveted product that we sell. So, and the reason why is it is so versatile and it works beautifully, just like our EnviroCloth. Our mop pads actually are made of our microfiber that have the little grippy feet, or star shape that grabs all the dirt, and 99.9% of the germs, bacterial, everything. So our mop system actually comes with a telescoping handle, which actually goes, pretty short, and it goes pretty long. So my daughter's boyfriend, I think, could use it. He's 7 feet tall. And this is also good if you are needing to get like underneath of, beds or tables and sofas. So that this allows you to do more. Also outside, if you have windows that you're trying to do, you can use the mop on windows, siding, so many things. So that is the, one of the nice features of the telescopic handle. Usually you want to have it between your nose and your chin for height, for ergonomic, reasons. And we do actually have 3 different colors. And this one is, of course, my favorite. I just got this one, pinky gold or rose gold. So you can choose what, goes with best with your personality, your home, whichever. So it comes with your choice of telescoping handle, and then this piece here is our mop base, and it has a locking mechanism, so it won't swivel if you don't want it to, or you can, so it does. So either way, if you just wanted to go up and down and not swivel versus swivel. Usually you want it to swivel while you're doing your floors, and if you're using it more for windows or siding, then you would, turn that off. And then you get 2 mop pads, and I will show you. So we have the dry mop pad, this one nice and fluffy, and they are labeled yellow. Daytime is kind of how I remember this one, but they floor dry. And then I have my wet one, blue wet, and it actually says floor wet. So this one is activated by the static electricity. You don't need to charge this one up like, with your hand, like I had talked about with the dust mitt, because this, you're running it on the floor, it's creating its own static charge. This one, the wet mop, you get it wet and then you wring it out really well, because you don't want it to be dripping or anything. You want it to be, wet but wrung out. But remember, the water helps actually charge the microfiber in a way. It's like it gets the engine running. So, and that's what picks up then the all of the germs. Remember, 99.9% of all of the germs, bacteria, etc. So 4 pieces you get, and usually I just put it on the floor, and I'm gonna move here out, and then I just plunk this in the middle. I'm gonna put this down so you might not see my face, but that's because that's not what we need. So when you're dry mopping, it is best to do a figure 8, because that is going to keep your the dirt as you're picking it up. It's going to collect into the mop, but some of the bigger pieces that aren't possibly going to get picked up, that will keep it up in front of it. So that is, it took me a little bit of practice at first, to be honest, to be able to use it in the figure 8 type fashion. Our mop pad is a little bit longer, you'll notice, than the mop base, and that is if I had baseboards on, but my floor is being redone, it would slide up more easily. But then this goes along, you'll see the mop base, or the baseboard, so you can get in that quarter edge, and I keep turning it because I'm... The other thing, if you have taller baseboards, you can actually offset it even more. And our baseboards upstairs, you know, are 5-inch, and then you can go along this way. So, and just flip it up, and it's going to go along the baseboard. So, and it's getting hot down here, but that is, so the dry mop is going to go through, and first, if you have pets, lots of hair, and like me, don't maybe mop very often, I have a lot more debris. Sometimes I run the vacuum, but I will use our chenille mop pad. This is actually our mini mop. So this is the one I had first because upstairs is very small. So you can kind of get an idea of the different size pads or, you know, mops. So if you have a real small bathroom or, you know, surface area that you want to, you know, or need to clean, the mini mop might be enough. That I use this for 2 or 3 years. I just got my big mop actually in November. So if you have a bigger pieces of stuff, you know, stuff to collect, this is going to be a great one to put on first. And then same thing, so that I'm getting all the bigger pieces and grabbing it all, and then there we go. And what did I do with my rubber brush? I swear oh, there we go. Right. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. So, and then with my dry mop, I will then take rubber brush best friend. You can actually save $1 on it if you bundle it with the, there's a couple different mop sets. So then I take it and then I would clean it out, and I would do it farther down. Try to see if you can see. Here we go. Not the best camera angle probably, but get that all out of there into the garbage. And I might do this in the sink or, you know, a bigger garbage normally, but I'm just trying to show it for this. So you can see some of it that it picked up. So this is the chenille rug there. So I would do that first, and then I would get those big pieces. Most people don't wait as long to mop as me, because I don't do it very often, you know, like once a month, because I hate cleaning, I've told you, and you know, when you got issues. So sometimes though, somebody tipped me off to this, we have an attachment with the rubber brush, so that is an option also for pet hair and stuff, and you know, using the rubber brush first. But then if you follow after the chenille one, but you do not need the chenille one. I just want to clarify, it is just an option if you do have pets and other you know, animals in the house that are, and you have extra. So you can also get it with this, and it will just, after you'll have maybe a little bit of a pile in front, and then I actually usually have my EnviroCloth somewhere. I have freaking my brain. I was going to do this on Facebook, and then it was being bitchy. So, and now I'll probably get edited out. So I would use this to clean up if there's a pile of stuff in front of the mop from there. So you'll notice the mop has this little disc on it. Great for being able, especially when your mop is wet, to set it on a counter, or a lot of people, actually, I can't up down here, but you can do it on the top of a door trim. If phone rings or one of your kiddos needs you or something. So that is the purpose of that. And then this, the little ball on here, is so that if you put it against the wall, it's not going to, fall. It also, if it falls, or you does tip over, it's not going to hurt your floor. So it's a rubber ball on there. And then I don't have, because this is brand new floor, I don't have any scuffs, but it also can be used as an eraser to get scuffs off of the floor if you have scuffs going on. So a little bit like in a little magic eraser almost. So dry mop, and then you get the wet mop. So there we go. And then when you have the wet mop, you are going to take that, and I just plunk it down on the floor here, and then I put my mop pad on there, press it down, and then I go, because I usually try to figure out how I can end, wherever I need to, and then this is going to go through, and you are going to pick up all of the stuff, the microscopic stuff that the what am I trying to say? The dry mop did not pick up. So, and I try to keep doing the figure 8, and then I usually back out of the room. Obviously for this I can't really do it the way I would want to do it, but that is how I typically do it, because I try to back out of the room, and there we go. See, I hit it. That's why it fell over. And here we go. I don't have doors on my things here because flooring people are coming back. But then and you can tell, I'm definitely not a pro, but I have gotten much better. It took me though 1 or 2 times to use it before I could get it to really do the figure 8 thing. And and then I have a little bit of looks like a spot there that has, so I'll go a little firmer, and then I would take my rubber brush again. See, I got some stuff on there, and I would take the rubber brush and do this. And then I would rinse it out in the sink and hang it up to dry by the loop. You got the loops on all these, and use it for next time. So I will show you my smaller, so you have this is my dry mop pad, and my for my mini mop, you can see it's much more used, dirtier, but it's still pretty fluffy because I've only had to wash this probably in the washing machine once, because I really, clean it off. I didn't have the rubber brush even before, so but it's still, I cleaned it off afterwards usually. My wet mop one has gotten a lot more use, and it's definitely, and I didn't have the rubber brush, so I don't think, I got always everything out when I washed it in the washing machine, but it still works, well. But so you get the 2 mop pads, dry mop, and then wet mop pad. Our mop pad, or our mop system, has 5-year warranty on the handle and the mop base, so you are guaranteed to, gosh, I'm no Vanna White. No, 5 years is great. You get 2-year warranty on the mop pads. I have several friends who have used their mops 9-10 years. I would say you usually, if maybe the wet mop pad after 4 or 5 years, if it gets a lot of use, you might want to replace it, or need to replace it. But if you're taking care of it and using the rubber brush, best friend, and cleaning it off real good, and then laundering it with Norwex detergent, like I said, at least in one of my events recently, if I haven't been in this one, like I said, I'm doing 3 parties right now, so this is for all 3. And I have ADD scattered, as you know. But if you're going to get a cloth, you know, and spend the money, because it is obviously more than, you know, what you would pay for a cloth that is, you know, from Target. Take care of it by using the detergent. If you get the UPP detergent, even if you just use it for your cloths, it will last forever then, you know. You wouldn't want to get a car and then put gas, you know, or oil that wasn't, you know, the best for, you know, especially a luxury type car. You know, you put in different types of gas. So that's just my soapbox about that. Our mop, also you can attach and this will go in there so you can get even higher for dusting. If, you know, you have vaulted ceilings or, you know, tall ledges, that is really nice. I don't think I showed you this last time. I wanted to show the end of our dust has a little, so you can get in the little crevices. Nice handy dandy little feature they have there. This handle though, also I just got this tub and tile cleaner. So the trio comes with these 2 and 3 pieces. This is the handle, and then this has got a little bit of the Enviro cloth or plush, and then scrubby, and then this is the brush. It is very firm bristles, but this is where you can actually take, actually I'll do it with this one. So the rubber broom has a squeegee on one side and rubber broom the other, so also can be used for liquids. But just pull that off of there and take that off of here. Just, you got 2 little dots that you pull it off of your handle, and then you put it on. Press. I do have arthritis, so sometimes I do. It is a little bit like, oh, but so, and then you can use it on, you know, the siding, showers, you know, floors, to really scrub if you need to and get more pressure on it. You can shorten this, you know, if you're trying to. So you have a lot of options, you know, angles. I have, you know, bad shoulders, so that's one of the reasons I thought, oh, this might help me use this in the shower, the tub and tile, so that I can, you know, get more pressure on it. And because this, you know, just using my arm, I just struggle. So this is an option. You don't need to get, you know, attachments right away or, you know, anything. You can get the 2 mop pads, and that's what most people have. The 2 mop pads that come with the set. And that is it. They just, you know, have these options if you want them, because if you do, instead of having to have, you know, extras, all the different things, you can start to slowly transition. So I'm not saying buy all this now by any means. But if you get the mop, maybe the next time you need an outdoor broom, instead of buying an outdoor broom, you buy the outdoor broom attachment, you know, year from now. Yeah, or the rubber broom if you have carpeted steps or pets, that can be good. You need to do windows. Maybe you have one of those outdoor sets already. I know Windex has them. I had one actually. I never opened it and used it, but maybe next time you run out of your window stuff, you add on, this is the window mop pad. So of the chenille one, this is so that you can wash with an Enviro cloth, or you can use your wet mop to wash windows, and then you follow it so that you don't get streaks. This is the window cloth in a window pad. This is when you would flip your locking mechanism so that it doesn't turn on you, and that it only, you know, so now it's not going to turn. And then you can dry your windows, you know, instead of with your cloth. So, and you can reach outside, you can do these. So if you have a ginormous floor, you can actually get a spray attachment, and then this goes between here, these the end, it goes into the end here. And then you have to have it straight up and down. But most, people just need the one mop pad, unless you have a, massive space. The one mop pad is enough, and you can go with it. So, yes, but those are options. And the other option are the chenille mop pad, and then the duster is another one. I just got these, obviously brand new, have not used them, but you can use it on walls, even on, an island, kitchen island, if you use your wet mop pad, or top to get cupboards. So many options. It can be your entire cleaning system for your walls and floors, and then you have less, hanging around, or less all the clutter. I can't speak, obviously, tonight. I am on very little sleep still, but you'd think I could form a few words a little bit better. I guess not. So it is a great system with the 10% off going on right now, that they just announced last night. The mop, you end up, if you got the mop pad with the rubber brush, I think it's $140, $146. So you get almost $15 off. If you added on, those two spend and saves, you actually then get $15 off on most of them. And if not, you're still saving the 10%. I'm trying to think which one, some things are different. Speaking is hard today. Oh, my brain. So extra 10% on the package price for the mop, and spend and saves the dryer balls, the dust mitt, and in May, spend and save. So when you spend $125, you get $20 then for next month. So you could buy the chenille thing, or even get the rubber brush next time or next month. So get the mop itself, just without the rubber brush, is $130.99. If you take 10% off, you're under the $125. That's where. So want to hit that $125 when you're only $1 from it to get, the extra $20. So I'll stop talking, because clearly I'm not fit for human consumption. But hopefully this is helpful. If there are any people thinking about the mop, the other option, you can get the mop for half price usually when you host a party and have one booking, or you can get it possibly free too if you have people order and you use your credit on it. So great ways to get it discounted. Or if you love everything and you just want the discount on everything, we get 35% off. So right now we get, with the extra 10%, the mop is like $70 some when you join for the discount. And basically you can join for $30 and get a whole bunch of samples, and then you get 35% off of everything. But actually right now you get 10%, and then you get 35% off of everything. So it is like win-win-win. So whether, yeah. So if you have questions, let me know, or Corey or Michelle, because I'm going to post this in all three places. And it was definitely, I think, good that I did work, all it together. Work smarter, not harder, and clearly I am. Woo! So, thanks. Bye.